Hey third graders, Miss Anna has a really fun math activity planned for you today, and it involves Fruit Loops. It is called Fruit Loop Math. So it's basically just a review packet. You guys are going to be working on predictions and sorting and graphing just like we've been working on for the past few weeks. So on the first page, it is all about predictions and guessing. So you're going to have a bag of Fruit Loops. Each one of you is going to get one of these, and you're going to predict which or how many of each color you have. So you have red, orange, yellow, green, blue, and purple of your own bag, and then you're going to guess how many the class would have, and then you're going to go find a neighbor and write down their totals. On the second page, you are going to sort out your Fruit Loops. You'll just sort them on your desk, and then you're actually going to draw them in each circle. On the next two pages, you have your graph. So you have your colors of your Fruit Loops down here, and then your totals on the side, just like you always have when you do a graph. You'll color up for how many you have for each. So this graph goes to 8. And the next graph goes to 16. It's just continued. So if you have more, then you can continue on to the next page. And the last two pages are all questions about how many Fruit Loops you have and what your peers have. So for example, the first one says, find someone who has more oranges than you. You'll write down their name and then how many they had. So we'll go through those as a class, okay? So we'll go ahead and get started. Here's your packet and your bag of Fruit Loops. So remember, on the first one, you are just making predictions. So you're guessing how many colors you have in your bag.
But I can look at my bag, just not count them?
Yes. And then on the second one, you're going to guess what will the class have for each color. So the whole class, there's 21 kids in here. And then on the third one, I would actually have them go around the classroom and find a neighbor and write down their totals. Okay, now on this one, you're going to sort your Fruit Loops into circles and count how many of each color, and then you're going to draw them in the circles. So you can sort them on your desk. Okay, now you're going to start with red. That's your first one.
10.
Okay, so you're going to actually draw 10 circles in the red one. And then continue to go with your green.
10.
Oh. Same thing for your orange.
13.
And then your yellow.
5. 2.
Okay, and now your purple.
7.
Okay, good job. I'll go ahead and flip to the next page. Okay, now this is your graph. So you can refer to the next page if you need to, or you can count them again. So you start with red. You're going to graph your Fruit Loops by placing each of them. You can either place them or you can color them in.
Okay. So red, I have 10.
Okay. And then you can go to the next graph if you need to. Okay, good job. Now let's move on to orange.
I had 13.
Okay. Now yellow. 5. And green.
10.
Now blue.
2.
And your last one is purple. And you had 7. Good job. So let's go back to our graph and let's look and see how many we had the most of.
Orange.
We had the most of orange. Yes, how many did we have for orange?
13.
Good job. And what about the least amount?
Blue.
Blue. How many did you have for blue?
2.
Good job. Okay, let's flip to the next page. Okay, now these are all of your Fruit Loop math questions. So at this time, I would have them go around and find someone who has more oranges than them. And then they would write how many that person had and then what their name was. And then take that person's amount and then add 2 tens to it. And then what is the number? So they would write it there. And then they would subtract their orange from your orange. So their peer's orange from their orange. And they would write how many. And then add together 3 of your colors. How many do you have? And then they would add their total to their partner's total. And then they have workspace to do down here. And then for the last page, they have which color did you have the most of? So which color did you have the most of?
Orange.
Orange, okay. Write that down and then write your total of orange. And then I would have them go find someone who also had that color as the most, and then they would write their name down. And then which color did you have the least of?
Blue.
Blue. And how many blue did you have?
2.
Good job. So now they're going to write their most, which is what?
My orange was 13.
Yes, and then subtract their least.
2 was blue,
Yes.
which makes 11.
Good job. And then they would find a partner and add both of their blues together, and then they would write how many. So this packet would be a review for the 3rd graders because this is around the same things that they were working on whenever I was observing. So they got a lot of peer interaction throughout this. I really enjoyed, I think it'd be super fun to watch them interact with their peers and figure out how many Fruit Loops they had. And then of course they get to eat them at the end. Thank you.